Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful Friday, November 21st recap. Baker confirms Luna dead, miscarriage claims true. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Friday, November 21st, reveals that Deputy Chief Bradley Baker Dan Martin confirmed Luna Nozawa Lisa Yamada is dead and revealed that her miscarriage claims were true. At the Spencer mansion, Baker recapped what happened the night before and insisted Luna was dead after being struck by a car. Luna died instantly according to Baker, who admitted they were still investigating how the escape happened. That said, Baker did have confirmation that Luna indeed suffered a miscarriage a few days ago. Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, Electra Forrester, Lania Grace and Liam Spencer Scott Clifton all processed Baker's information. Although Baker knew things were complicated regarding the baby, he let Will know he was sorry before he took off. Katie ultimately lit a candle in memory of the soul that was lost and what would have been a Spencer child. After Will and Electra headed back to the beach house, they agreed about having a fresh start. Katie and Bill were also eager to put this Luna chapter to rest as they embraced at the Spencer estate. At home on Friday's B&B episode, Sheila struggled over the fatal Luna news, so Deacon tried to offer a little support at first. However, Deacon ultimately insisted some people like Luna couldn't be helped and still thought she was a monster who got her karma. Although Sheila couldn't help but mourn the loss, she remained grateful to Taylor Hayes' Rebecca Budig for helping repair her marriage. Deacon looked deep in thought as Sheila hugged him. At the Cliff House, Steffi Forrester Finnegan Jacqueline McInnes Wood was thankful that the Luna nightmare was over. Lee Finnegan Naomi Matsuda was sensitive to the fact that Luna was John Finn Finnegan's Tanner Novlin daughter and reminded Poppy Nozawa Lisa Yamada of the family link, too. Poppy insisted Luna was dead to her a long time ago and added that she was glad Luna was gone. Taylor felt it was all right to be relieved under the circumstances. Steffi eventually shared some time alone with Finn and quizzed him about how he truly felt about the loss of Luna. It was complex for Finn since he knew Luna had done unforgivable things, but he also reflected on finding out he was her father too late. Finn acknowledged that Luna was broken as well as dangerous and assured Steffi of his commitment to their little family. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Steffi and Finn will inevitably have some other challenges on the horizon, so stay tuned for updates on all the highs and lows. Friday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivered the kind of gut-punch shocker that instantly shifts the direction of the entire show. What began as another tense confrontation in the Forrester world ended in a devastating revelation that left families shattered, loyalties tested, and the future of several characters suddenly thrown into darkness. The emotional stakes rose higher than they have in months as Detective Alex Baker walked into the Forrester executive office with news no one ever expected to hear, news that changed everything. The episode opened at Forrester Creations, where Ridge, Steffi, and Carter were huddled in silence, waiting for updates after Luna's long night of being reported missing. Earlier in the week, Luna had disappeared following a frightening series of medical symptoms and claims that she was in distress. But no one imagined things would take such a grim turn. RJ had been pacing relentlessly, barely able to breathe, calling Luna's name into the voicemail of a phone that never rang back. Meanwhile, Poppy sat in a corner of the room, her face pale, her hands shaking as she replayed every moment that led up to Luna's disappearance. She had insisted Luna was stressed, overwhelmed, and perhaps just needing time to clear her head. But as the hours stretched on, her reassurances began to sound like desperate excuses rather than comforting explanations. It was Steffi who first spotted Baker through the glass doors. The instant shift in everyone's expression, fear, dread, resignation filled the office with a heavy silence. Baker didn't wait to be asked. He stepped in with a tone that said the news was bad before he even opened his mouth. We located Luna Nozawa, he began. The room froze. RJ stopped pacing. Poppy's hand pressed to her mouth. Baker paused before delivering the blow. I'm sorry. Luna's been found, and she did not survive. The gasp that erupted from RJ made the whole room flinch. He staggered back as if punched, tears immediately spilling as he tried to say Luna's name but couldn't force out the words. Poppy collapsed into Carter's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Ridge stepped forward, stunned into stillness, while Steffi's hand flew to her chest, her eyes filling with tears. Baker explained that Luna had been found unconscious on a coastal road where her car had apparently veered into a ravine. Though official reports were still pending, preliminary responders believed the crash had occurred hours earlier and that Luna had not survived her injuries. But then Baker said something that deepened the tragedy even further. There's another piece of information we discovered, he continued. The medical examiner found evidence consistent with a recent miscarriage. The room broke again. RJ's knees buckled, and Ridge caught him before he hit the floor. Poppy let out a wail so piercing it echoed through the office hallway. Steffi covered her face as tears streamed down her cheeks, whispering, "Oh my God, she was pregnant." The weight of the revelation felt suffocating, especially to RJ, who looked shattered beyond words. Baker clarified that Luna's medical records indicated she had been under significant stress in the days leading up to the crash, and medical personnel believed she may have suffered a miscarriage shortly before the accident. Whether the miscarriage contributed to her emotional state or physical collapse remained unclear, but the implication hung heavily. Luna had been suffering far more than anyone realized. RJ kept shaking his head, clinging to the only thing he could grasp: denial. She didn't tell me, he whispered, voice cracking. She would ve told me. We would ve figured it out together. His face twisted in anguish, broken by the idea that Luna had been carrying a baby, his baby, and he never got the chance to know, to protect her, or to say goodbye. Poppy's emotional spiral became its own heartbreaking spectacle. She sobbed that Luna had been scared, confused, overwhelmed by constant pressure, especially after recent tension at work and her lingering guilt over past mistakes. Poppy blamed herself instantly, crying that she should have noticed Luna's symptoms, that she should have kept her home that night instead of letting her drive. I should have helped her, Poppy cried. She needed me, and I wasn't there. Ridge, equally stunned, wrapped an arm around her, offering the first grounding warmth in the room. For once, even Steffi didn't have anything sharp or defensive to say. She genuinely grieved. The loss of Luna and the baby cut through their disagreements like a firestorm. As Baker went on, he confirmed that surveillance cameras showed Luna driving erratically in the minutes before her crash. She appeared disoriented and distressed, which investigators believed aligned with medical complications. He also added that the miscarriage claims Luna made earlier in the week, claims some dismissed as confusion or exaggeration, were tragically proven true. This revelation left everyone reconciling not only grief, but guilt. Luna had tried to tell them something was wrong. She had tried to reach out. And no one had given her the understanding she needed. Once Baker left, the room fell into a thick silence broken only by the shaky breaths of those grieving. RJ sat in Luna's office chair and held her scarf tight in his fists. The camera lingered on him for a long, painful moment, his devastation raw, his heartbreak complete. He whispered, "I should ve found her sooner," and broke down all over again. Poppy eventually pulled herself together enough to walk toward RJ. She wrapped her arms around him, and he clung to her like the only anchor left in the world. Poppy promised him they'd get through this together, that Luna loved him deeply, that she never meant for this to happen. But the pain in RJ's eyes made it clear he didn't believe anything could ever truly be okay again. As the episode closed, the Forrester office lights dimmed, and Ridge locked the door behind them, leaving Luna's sketchbook open on the desk. A single unfinished design, her last creation, sat frozen on the page. A symbol of all the dreams cut short. Friday's episode didn't just end a storyline, it ended a life filled with potential, sweetness, and promise. And now, the Forresters and the Nozawas must navigate a new chapter defined by grief, regret, and the haunting question of what Luna's future might have been.